live. Let me put my phone over there. Okay. Hi. Uh, welcome. If you're watching this on the VOD, because we currently have no one here, which is understandable. I just started. So we're just gonna wait a sec for some people to come in, because then I can actually talk about what I'm talking about. I am sick, which is not fun. I really wish I wasn't, but such is the life of a teacher at a school. Many, many gremlins. Boy, I love the Scott Pilgrim Games soundtrack. It is way too good for what it is. Shame that game is just gone now, though. Like, forever. Like, you'll never touch it ever again, because you can't buy it. Thankfully, I have it, so I can play it. And I think people have put it onto many storefronts that are possibly not legal, potentially. But that's fine because, hey, there's no other way to play it. That's what you gotta do. Okay. Well, hi, Yonbi Bad. What's up? I think we'll get started. So, when I went to Japan, I went to the Gundam Base, and the Gundam Base was a place which was really cool because it was, well, the Gundam Base. I don't really like how the chat's looking. Let me fix this up here a little bit. There was so much going on at the Gundam Base that I was like, I need to buy a Gundam there because of the fact that I'm buying it. I'm there, right? Let's just see here. How can I make this look a bit better? Oh, that's looking a bit better. Let's see here. Trying to make it just look pop a bit more. Contrast, not really. Gamma. Trying out a different way to do this chat. I think saturation down looks a bit easier to read. Okay, hue shift doesn't matter. Okay, that looks better. Not really. I can't read that. Great, awesome. Oh man, I came prepared. You know what? Let's just go. Let's see here. None of these are helping. Actually, that looks a bit better. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Let's get going. It's mostly there just for cool look's sake. Yes, so when I went there, I said I'd get a Gundam, and I got myself a not real Gundam, but Fumina from Gundam Build Fighters. Yes. This is a high-grade Gundam, available only at the Gundam Base. And so I've never built a real Gunpla. I've built other model kits, but let's get going. I'm excited because this has been on my table for a while, awaiting to be built. So yeah, like there was other types I could have got there, much cooler, but so I was like, if I'm gonna get a Gundam, what should I get? And the choices were really like the Gundam or a waifu. So the like original version is this version, but I got this one, which is her dressed as an employee of the Gundam Base, which is radical. Apparently the music's really quiet. I'm gonna turn this up a bit. Oh, it's because it's a quiet part of the orchestra, of course. So yeah, the Gundam Base was a store I went to. It was really cool. There's a lot of instructions, which I will be using, because I don't, like, do people use instructions when they build Gundams? They do, right? Like, that's a normal thing. It's not like they look at it and they just go, well, I know how to build this, and they just go, because that'd be wild. Also, the instructions are all also bilingual with English, which is awesome, because I need that. Okay. I'm going to put it up here for me to look at. You won't see it, but I will. Okay. There. It's being held up by my fate calendar. Right off screen. I do have some tools that I know are like gunpla tools. I have a X-Acto knife. I have some widow scissors. And I have this, which I definitely need for any sort of... I also apologize for any ghosting on my camera. I don't know, it does that occasionally. It stops every once in a while, but it continues. For stickers, I'll need that. So let's get started with opening up these bags and bags and bags. Good choice for a first Gundam. That's good. Yeah, I thought it looked in the realm of easy enough for me to get started with. But when I was there, I was like, there was... Ah, there go the instructions. They're falling over. But there was so much going on. Like, it was so cool, the Gundam Base, that I was like, okay, I gotta get something. Okay. Let's open this up. You know what? I know how I can make the text easier to see. I actually have an idea. We go to this image and drag it over and make it bigger. That makes it a bit easier. Okay. So we got parts. A base. Oh, good. It does include the base. I thought it wouldn't, actually, just because of the fact that I think they showed it as a separate thing you can buy. But I guess it's like if you want a better or different base, you can get one. I'm also a horrible person for always using my teeth to open these bags. I know you're, like, not supposed to, because, boy, those braces were expensive, but it's just the easiest way, you know? But then you get stuff in your mouth, which is gross. Some sets don't have bases, so it's good you chose one with a base, even if it wasn't on purpose. Hello, CarLover1356. Thank you for joining the chat. I'm building my first Gundam. So we got... Look at these exclusive stickers. Very, very cool. Also, camera, if you could focus, that'd be dope. I think I have my camera's autofocus off, which is good, but also bad. Focus on that. There we go. Much nicer. There. Put those stickers at the bottom, and I think we just have... Oh! I thought it didn't come with the made parts. Oh no, I think these are still part of it. Okay. I know the made parts are part of the default. But I guess these ones are here too. But no, they are part of it. Okay, cool. Oh, and they're soft. That's the soft plastic that they advertise. I'm actually gonna move over the music. Well, not that one. Move over the music just so that was... Hey, I said the music. That it doesn't get in the way. There we go. Okay. So where do we start? We start with... Okay. You know what? I'm gonna place these on the floor around me just so I can actually look at all of them. There's a lot of these little things. Okay, so the first thing we need is the A6, that's B. Oh, I need to start knowing these colors. That's E. A is none of those. We'll need PC 8 and 9. I think these ones are the... Because PC is the connectors, right? So... PC... Yeah, right here. I'll need PC 8 and 9 right here. Oh, and I also have a cool mat, which it's not even in focus, which I love. Let me get that focus going right there. C8. 9. Here we go, A. And so we need a 6. They're so small. Oh, we're starting with the chest plate. Let me nip these bad boys off. Digging this funky, jazzy Donkey Kong remix. Come on. Okay. Cut off these sprigs. Aren't I supposed to also use sandpaper or something? Isn't that like what they do? They use sandpaper to kind of sand them down? I don't think I'll do that. Not that hardcore. I am an anti-perfectionist. I pretty much accept it's good enough. 2. Go into her joints right here. Are her shoulder blades. 1 goes in like this. There. Okay, we got her torso right there. Next up, we need PC11. Active part right here. E11. Right here. Oh, and I dropped it. Where did it go? Right there. By my foot. 11 go. Right here. Put that in there. Nice, okay. Next we need E20. Yeah. Not the best. Enough to just weaken the points. You know, while I didn't make too many Gundams as a kid, as my first one, you know where I got a lot of experience with this? Beat 'em on. The original Beat 'em on from when I was a kid came in little model kit packages like this that you built yourself. And I remember always thinking it was so cool. You know, I think Beyblades did too. My original Beyblade. I was a kid. Actually, wait, were they loose parts? I don't remember even. But anyway, I did a lot of those, and so yeah, Beat-em-ons were definitely my intro, and I loved them for that. I really like Beat-em-on. I had a lot. I had this one really cool one that I made. It was like a mixture of like Chrome Zephyr, but like with a extended barrel and a huge loader. I think I called it like Chrome Lancer or something. Like I made up my own name and everything. It was kind of awesome. Okay, so there's that, and now it says sticker 16 needs to go on it as well. Sticker 16 is long one here. Oh boy, sticker. Yeah, the Red Dragon one was I think I actually had one that was a purple dragon, which was a mixture of the two dragons, and that's where I got both the barrel and that. So, okay, so it goes on this way. Boy, putting on stickers is my least favorite part. I'm a shaky individual. Guess what stickers aren't good with? You thought shaky individuals, you were right. Hey, Hey, that went on kind of perfectly. I am shocked. Right there. I say kind of perfectly, as you can clearly see, it's like not fully lined up. Building a Lego Millennium Falcon is baby's first gun. Oh yeah, yeah, that kind of is. I never got the super huge Lego sets as a kid. I think the biggest Lego set I got was the pod racing one from episode 1, which had like the 3 pod racers, which wasn't one big thing, but 3 of them. Okay, so this goes on here. Okay. Snap, let's get on here. Oh, that snap felt good. Bionicle too, you're right. I did do Bionicle. But who did Bionicle? We all love Bionicle. I just realized this is almost sounding like an ASMR with me whispering into the microphone. Kept losing one part. Well, don't they give extra parts just in case? They always gave me extra parts. I made my own Bionicle out of the extra parts that they gave, because there was so many of them. I did have one part that broke though on one of the later Bionicles, and that was right around the time when I stopped playing with them, was when I was like, ah, I broke one of the parts. Yeah, Exoforce was definitely that one on upside down. That's not the right way. Exoforce was after my time. Oh wait, no. Exoforce I was into, because those were the ones that was anime. I liked that one. It was Hero Factory I wasn't into. Yeah, Hero Factory was after my time, but Exoforce was where it was literally anime Lego, and I was like, that is so rad. I was actually in Disneyland at that time when I first saw it, and I'm like, yo, and I ended up getting a big from Legoland, a big Exoforce. There we go. So we got that now kind of going across her bottom there. A little tough to see, but there it is, connected-ish. Get in a bit. Probably not. That's fine. That's fine. LED 19. I built boobs. Yeah, look at that. I mean, I could stop here. We got the best part done already, right? B18 and B19. We need the next most important thing, which is the jacket to go over them, making them look bigger. I'm sorry, I'm being weird. Or am I? I'm just saying what's on all of our minds. Less Mega Man. For real. I have so much Lego. Someone said I think my grandma was like, you should sell it all. I'm like, how dare you? Like, I will never do that. Not only is it A, worth a ton, but B, if I ever have a kid, I'd want him to have it. That if is way more of a moral if than anything. I mean, honestly, Lego stuff has never stopped being cool. There's a lot of it that I just even still look at and I go like, that's awesome. But do I have the time or the money? I mean, I have the money, but it goes mostly to other things like Fate. Like just this month, there's 2 special edition Fate Blu-rays coming out that I'm getting. A redo of Fate Zero, and then the Fate Extra Series Blu-ray there. So I'm like, well, I need those. Okay, so these just slide on. again, we have made just bigger boobs. Very good. Put that down there. Okay, next up, need the neck. One of the connect. I'm gonna take a guess that the neck is a skin-colored piece, and your boy was right. Oh yeah, there was that weird Bionicle reboot. I forgot about that. Neck. Oh, that's actually terrifying. I don't know about that. Yeah, I'm building an anime girl. She is a Gundam, but she's an anime girl. But that's terrifying. I actually have two other sets that in the future I will be making. One of them is Boa Hancock's ship from One Piece, and the other is Mega Man X himself. And then coming later will be X in his armor, and then after that will be Max armor, or no, Zero. Yeah, Zero, like Mega Man X Zero. So that's cool. We need to take this, and oh, this is incredibly. You're taking this piece, and oh man, oh geez, oh boy. What good music to do this to gameplay galleon. I take this, and then I stick. Back what? How do I stick that in there? Right. Did I already miss something? Are you serious? No. I didn't. Does it? Oh, it does, because there's a little holder there, right? Little thing to connect it to. It shows it going in. How does it just go in? Goes in? In? Guess that's just, it just goes in like that, huh? That's a little strange. It says it'll click in. I don't actually see it clicking in. Okay, that's in. Okay, alright. Well, there's her neck. Now, next up. Fellas, we have a choice. This is our first choice part. We have a choice between... a bow, a tie, or a bigger bow. I have my choice, but let's see. What do you guys think would be the best? A little bow, tie, or a big bow? I mean, regardless, I'm picking my answer, but let's see what you guys vote. So we got big bow, little bow, big bow. All right, you are all wrong. The answer is a tie. Thank you, Time Night. Because ties on girls, oh my god. Thank you, Davey Bot. Oh, ties on girls, oh my god. Drive me insane. So that is C12. C. Yeah, see, we could have got like the big bow, but I want, and there's these ones here. I want this tie. Where's the big tie option? You're not wrong. Nah, but do ties and like dress pants and like men's clothing on women. Oh boy. Makes Tanner a happy boy. Sorry, that was very weird. That was creepy. Medicine might be hitting a little bit. That's too soft there. Bubbleman's theme is one theme song that has been ruined for me thanks to the versions with lyrics. In this case, it is absolutely the Brental Floss version. Look at that. Look at that. Got boobs with a tie now. So gay. Okay. Next up is the head. We gotta take off this horrible thing. Which will hopefully look less horrible once we have it off. The middle process of making like character model model kits is always a bit weird because you basically have like an amputated person on your table, which is very strange. I don't know. Well, I do know how I feel. I feel a little scared, but it is the month of spooks, so. Okay, this is turning into full-blown ASMR now. I apologize if you like that. Hey, thanks for the host, Juan66666666778. I hope I said the right number of sixes. That is her head. Like a surgical table. True, it's true. If you were got her head. That goes right there. Again, a little creepy. Hi, Juan. Now, to have her eyes. You have a choice of eyes. As well as eyebrows. Wow, you can switch them up, which is crazy. So, eyes are... That's A, not... Who's the actual? Ooh. E. Hair parts. B. What? E1. What in tarnation? Clear? I think that the eye parts. I think the eye parts would be white. I know it's really creepy. I could place it like this and really freak you out. Eye stickers can be applied different methods or attaching 5 sticker and place it up. Oh no, it is A. Wait, what? Okay, it is. Okay, it's saying that you put them on A first. Okay. I was reading it wrong. So it is A 36 or 37. Go with 36 here, because it's like the blank one that we can attach the stickers to. Don't worry, once I give her eyes, it'll be way less scary, he lied. Okay. I apologize if there's not a lot happening on camera, because I'm trying to flip through all my material. You know, I could probably even move this a bit more this way. Then you'll see me a bit more. See all that stuff on the ground. Oh no. Just camera rig. There we go. See my hands more. A nice setup I have for this. Comfortable unlike my previous setups. Boy, if I cut myself here, I'd get banned on Twitch. Considering this part's not visible, I guess I don't have to do that. Okay, so the question is, how do we want her eyes? Because there's different ones. We can do all different directions she can look. You can even customize how her eyebrows go if you want. Honestly, I might just go with the default for the fact that I don't need her looking in a direction really. That's for the really intense people. Give her one. Yeah, right? Like, absolutely lacking preference here. It's understandable. Non-demonic eyes? Where did that sticker go? It is on my finger. I think it goes... right? Am I right or am I wrong? How does it actually go in her head? Actually... up or down? I need to actually know before I put it on. It goes... up. Okay, so that's the wrong way. Yeah, the sticker part is... oh, it doesn't look that way, though. Okay, well, let's see. I guess I could look on here. It does go this way. Okay, so that is right. Yeah, the sticker part is... there. That's why I have to help me. One eye. Second eye. That's not horrible at all. Okay. That's in there. Hi, Samurai Ninja. What's up, dude? Okay, so let's put this in. Well, eyes a bit low. I am literally poking her in the eyes right now, and it makes me actually uncomfortable. Imagine being so empathetic that you feel for actual inanimate objects. There we go. There she is. She has a face now, but she still lacks eyebrows. Put that on. Okay. Yeah, so I put that in. Wait, you don't put it in this one. Never mind. I poked her eyes out. Horrible. That goes there. Okay, now I need the back of her head, which is E1. No, hair color. That makes sense. E1. Out. I think my first time learning about model kits was I had a issue of Shonen Jump that had, like the Western Shonen Jump, that had a chapter of Yu-Gi-Oh! In it. The Zumbria the Dark chapter, the one where makes a model kit, and we're looking at going, oh, that looks really fun. Not knowing how much actual work it is, because it takes about him 3 panels to make a whole model kit that he paints himself. Of course, Yugi's grandpa's like, Yugi, my boy, I have paint for you. Why does grandpa have so much spray cans? And then Yugi uses those spray cans to kill someone. Early Yu-Gi-Oh! Is buck wild. Manga, early manga Yu-Gi-Oh! Can only be described as, I saw you again. Why you have to be so mad? Only again. Why you have to kill somebody, Yugi? One's not going away. That's on her hair. Try and use my fingernails to get off. I don't have nut shove because I am a nervous individual. Thankfully, most people don't bring it up whenever I post pictures, but like every once in a while, you get someone be like, "Yo, dude, where's your fingernails?" I'm like, haha, I'm nervous. And I have them, they're just short because I'm always biting them. Okay, so we're gonna take the eyes. So now we need B1 5. B1 5 is oh no, right here. Her eyebrows. We need an eyebrow piece. Don't need to clean that up because the eyebrow piece is internal. The eyebrow piece goes right up. Oh no, it attaches. Okay, so this goes in. Oh yeah, you absolutely need a good eye for these things. Here, eyebrows attach on top. Oh, I do need to cut the eyebrow because otherwise she'll have a sprig literally in her eye, and that's horrible. Yeah, need to pay close attention to where everything is. If you make a mistake, rip, dude. I made a mistake in one of my previous builds, and I was like, trying to get it fixed so long. Hear the spooky music. Combine the Kavaizu. Need to get off. I'm gonna just... Once again, the most forbidden tooth of all, or tool of all, is your teeth. That's trying to clean it off. Is sometimes you just gotta. Yeah. I'm pretty bad for using my mouth as a tool. Eyebrows. There's her eyebrows. Now you put the face on. Now she has a face. Has a face. I think it says you can also place this eye stickers on top if you want, but that's fine. I need her to have her Vocaloid microphone A29. I can confirm employees of the Gundam Base do walk around with, because they are all Vocaloid. Except for the dudes. It's really funny. When you're in Japan, all the girls wear these adorable uniforms for every job that they work. and then the dudes are just like, not like nothing. Like it's just whatever, right? I guess that's just how society is. This Ninja Turtles? Okay. By Michiru Yamane. Alright. Did not know that Michiru Yamane did the Turtles theme. Here we are. Oh, and it needs a sticker 11 on it. Sticker 11. Oh, it's her ear! Look, it's an ear sticker. You can't even see it. It's actually not a playlist. I'm just listening to, called rainwave.cc. It is my go-to, video game, music station. Just, a lot of... Oh, gosh, thank you. So yeah, if you ever need video game music to work off of, I highly recommend rainwave.cc. That's the website name. There we go. They play, you can actually select just original game music, just covers, just OC remix, and you actually get to vote on the next song too if you really want. So it's a good site. I really like it. I just do full shuffle. How the heck? Oh, this goes in like this. I see. Lights. Right. Way more down than I expected. I'd go more towards, you know, mouth. Come on. Put that in there. Really not going in. Well, I think this is a remix. It's not the original. Not going in. Wait, oh. I was putting it on upside down. I thought this was the microphone, but that's the microphone. Ow, I'm so silly. I'm so silly. And that's why the ear looks that way. Well, that makes more sense. Okay, well. 21. I'm stupid. We need her cute front hairdo now. Look at them little bangs. Okay. What's your second favorite hairstyle after short hair? Putting me on the spot. Short hair is number one in my heart and my soul, always. But, I don't like ponytails. Really not a fan of ponytails. Don't like the side shaved head sort of thing. Like a solid medium length. Like, not long, but a good, like, medium length I'm fine with. But I don't like pigtails at all. I don't like... Now, I don't mind a French braid only because of Saber. But before Saber, I didn't like a French braid. Hmm. Afro? Can I say afro? Like legitimately and honestly? Good afro is always nice. And I don't mean a comedic afro, I mean like a real, like, big floof. Not a fan of long hair. I mean, some people can pull it off. I just think about how it's like you'll never be able to make food without it getting into it. Oh, like early 90s anime pigtails are awesome. Yeah. But not real life. I thought we were talking real life, because real life pigtails are never looking like anime, which is the biggest shame of the reality that we live in. Pigtails will never look good. Shoutouts to Toho Music being the absolute best thing ever. I'm at a point where I want what's her face? Reimu in Smash Bros. Just because of the Toho music. That snips onto her forehead. There. Cerno? I'd be fine with Cerno too. Kawakami? Like, are we talking base Kawakami, or are we talking about Becky? Because Kawakami, that floof is good. I like that. But I don't like Haru's floof, you know? So I don't know. I don't know what you'd call it even. Okay, next up I need C1. Yeah, base cow. Yeah. That's good. It's funny because they make such a big deal about Kawakami dressed as a maid, and you're like, oh, isn't she hotter this way? And I'm like, lol, no. Give me that frumpy teacher. She's so cuter. Though, you know, the implications of that romance is bad. Because, you know, a teacher should never abuse their power in that way. But as an adult, I'm like, that's who I would prefer. Okay, so we got this. E. Kawakami's, like, actual story is so good because it's such a... I mean, aside from the romance, which again is kind of problematic, but her actual, like, story of being just, like, a absolute train wreck, I'm like, yep, that is real life. Same with Taga in Fate. It's an absolute mess of a human being as a teacher, and I look at that and I go, as someone who is a teacher and someone who knows many teachers, and say that teachers are not these incredible people that some people think. They are all broken human beings. Okay, well, I'm done with this. D's done. If I can throw that to the side. Most teachers are, if not broken, on the verge of breaking, because we do so much. PC88 Toho. Yo, the PC88 and PC98, that's like peak gaming. Like, we were regressing. You just saw someone, they were selling the original, or is this PC98? Yeah, PC98. I saw they were selling the, I actually cannot read if that says PC98 or PC88. That says 98, okay. I need to move the instructions for blocking the chat. What was I saying? PC88, PC98. We're regressing because games will never be that good again. Got the ponytail. Again, not my favorite hairstyle, but I'll take it. Oh, they were selling the original PC-88 stuff, or PC-98 Toho games, and they were going for like tens of thousands of dollars. Working on a project, but this will be streaming on the background. Yeah, for sure. Thanks, dude. Ponytail. That goes on this. Yeah, so now she gets that. The last thing we need is her cute hat, which is I-313. Here's oh, it's a special piece. Look at this. It gets its own entire one. Ow! I just cut my finger. Just the end. Good thing I literally have thick skin. It takes a lot to make me bleed. Throw that one away because that one's done. Watch me actually end up bleeding during this. That'd be funny. That is a hat, yes. Got a normal Gunpla. Do you have any idea what you got? Either the original, like the original Gundam. I think it's called the RX-87 or whatever. Or the only Gundam show that I've actually watched was G Gundam. I'd probably get Burning Gundam. RX-78. Okay, well there we go. That's the hat. Now we need to put on it the special sticker numero uno. Not one of these, but put on it the logo for the store I bought it from. Oh, is this one of the, oh no, I was gonna say, is this one of these stupid ones that you need to like cut out yourself? God, it just really did there. G Gundam was really good. It's the only Gundam I watched because my friend said, yo, it's just Street Fighter in space. And I was like, really? And then I watched it. I'm like, yep. I didn't watch all of it. I watched enough to be like, yep, that is exactly what I wanted from Gundam. And then I learned that the rest of Gundam is more space politics. And I'm like, man, not what I wanted. I love the design of Crossbones Gundam. So I might have got that too. That wasn't going to be expensive. I did it almost perfect the first time. I hate this. No! Good. Noble Gundam. Just, oh man, if they had the Canadian Lumberjack Gundam, I absolutely could not have denied that. Like, honestly. Or, what was the other one? There's another one that I really liked from G Gundam. You know, she got her little hat. You know, she has a head and a hat. That goes on there. Perfect. Yeah, a lot of them are way too minor to get kits. But like, was there not something to expect to there? Like I... Oh yeah, I guess so. There we go. Tequila Gundam, that's I think the one I was thinking of. It was funny, there was a lot of Gundams there at the Gundam base that was like they just took a brown paper towel and wrapped it around it to look like a brown tattered cloak, and I'm like, oh, you know exactly what I like. I'm officially on page 2. Okay. So, B10 and A. V10 is super small. Like, you want to see how big it is? I'm gonna put it on the table and you won't even see it. Well, I guess you can. That's really small. 10. Don't snip it. Well, I won't do that. Then, hey, thanks for coming, dude. A16. Damaged Exia. I'll pretend like I know what that one is. Actually, I had because they dub all the Gundam stuff not too far from here, and I say not too far, like comparatively so. Like, I mean, still 3 hours away, but they dub all the Gundam stuff at Ocean Studios in Calgary. I actually had a friend go and audition for he was Domon to play him in one of the upcoming games, and that was pretty cool. I think because of that, he knows a lot of the Gundam dub voice actors, which is neato. Like, that's a little bit of my connection with Gundam. I mean, I think Iron-Blooded Orphans, the whole goal of the first season was for them to get to where I live, Edmonton, and we actually got it in our newspaper because everyone was like, we're in an anime, which is wild because we barely get recognized as the capital city, you know, where we are from the government. So I need B9 and C7 after I connect these things somehow. Actually, when we had the Gundam creators come to our place for a convention, and one of the big things was like they're doing a convention in Edmonton for the fact that the Iron-Blooded Orphans was about getting to Edmonton. Something about, I think, like the original Gundam, the main character was like part Canadian. It's so weird. Just, Canada never gets brought up in media, so whenever we get it, we kind of hold on to it. Yeah. 9. It's always USA, or Europe, or any of those ones, but not really Canada. There. And then the other one was C. C7. Yeah, Shenmue calls out Canada in the first game, and I was shocked. And then in the second game, there's just a character who's like Canadian, and you talk to her, and you're like, what? And it's, again, just surprising because there's almost no references to America in that game. So to have Canada mentioned twice, I was like, that's buck wild. I mean, the connection to Canada is there with Japan because of the fact that so many of them went to Vancouver. But still just interesting. Shenmue 2, the first part of that Let's Play goes up tomorrow. And people will not watch it. That's fine, because I wanted to play it, so that's how it goes. I put that on upside down almost. Oopsies, good thing I stopped myself. Goes on like that. This goes like... right here. Sweden's only in like G Gundam, but for Saint Seiya, it's the character being Swedish, only really known from Side Major. There is a Canadian in Saint Seiya too. Or well, no, one of the main characters. I think it's Cygnus. He goes and trains in the mountains of Canada, and I remember hearing that as a kid, going, "Oh my God, you mentioned Canada," which was good. Actually, some of JoJo Part 7 Steel Ball Run ends up happening in Canada. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Celeste takes place in Canada? I did not know that. I actually didn't know. That's really cool. I know, Until Dawn takes place not far from me. Again, they literally pick up the Edmonton Journal to get the news at one point, and I'm like, oh my God, that's our actual newspaper, which is cool. One of Poseidon's generals is Canadian. Is that Saint Seiya? If so, yeah, that's good. I mean, there's Bear Hugger from Punch Out. I actually went to visit where he's from, Salmon Arm, and I brought a copy of Super Punch Out. I was like, look, I'm at his home turf. Connected there. We need A1 and 2 PC13. Is Until Dawn a good representation of Canada? Do you have a deal with Wendigos all the time? Well, Wendigos are Native American folklore, which I know apparently some people were like, oh, I dropped the P. Oh, it's such a small one, too. Oh, no. Oh, good. It's not by my foot. Some people said, no, you can't have the representation of the Wendigos because it's like it's a Native American thing, and it's like you don't want to be... It's almost, and they almost said they wanted to say it's offensive, and as someone who is of Native American descent for the region, I say, no, it's awesome because more people learn about it. So I thought it was cool. I thought it was a good representation. It represents how cold and desolate Canada is, that's for sure. There's some, like, people don't understand just how cold and horrible it gets here. You will die out in the wilderness, so don't go there. Stay inside, it's much nicer. So yeah, Until Dawn did a good job. At least in my eyes. But everyone has their own opinions, even if theirs are sometimes wrong. Valkyrie profile music. That reminds me that Indivisible is out in a couple days. I'm really excited. Did not get an early copy. But my best friend's currently studying in Canada. So the question is, though, where? Canada is really big. It's really big. There's many places in it. Like I'm on the kind of the west middle, but there's a lot of different places. Need 8. Vancouver. Okay, so yeah, Vancouver. The Couve, as they say, as I've literally heard no one say. That's not too far from me. I say not too far. It's a 12-hour drive, whatever. I had a friend who was flying in from Britain. He's like, I'm going to Vancouver. You should, or no, I'm going to Toronto. You should come, see me. I'm like, do you actually know how far Toronto is from me? Like, that is a week of driving at the very least. It's a lot of work to get anywhere in Canada. I mean, my job is literally 45-minute drive away every day. The forbidden tool again, I'm sorry. You poop in plastic. I don't know what I just made. It's a little thing, but it's on the instructions. Next one, PC 14 and A17. Oh man, this classic Pokemon music is gonna make me cry. Good memories, good times. One of those freaks who's still excited for Sword and Shield. Don't tell the gamers, they'll be mad. Say you don't deserve to be a fan of a video game because you accept the fact that the developers aren't gonna put in everything that I want. I'm like, fine. Oh god, the tree models. And there's literally already been footage showing that the tree models have been changed. Like, come on, guys. That's gonna be used after. I need. Honestly, I'm so happy, and this is gonna sound so bad. Gonna sound so bad. I'm so happy I have a job where I don't have to be on the internet all day complaining about games I'm not gonna play. Like, honestly. It's ridiculous. Can you imagine having the amount of time these people have? I tried going outside, playing some Pokemon Go. Beautiful world out there to explore. 24 and 22. And it's funny because there's one thing where they showed off, look, they reused this animation, and then you look at the footage and you see that it's not just a reused animation, but it's totally touched up. Like, it looks better, and people are taking it as just a blatant reuse, and they're like, it's not. So I don't know. I also think, and this is another bad thing to say, but I think you need to work in a game studio for at least a month to say anything about how games are made, because if you don't know, you don't know. As I worked for a little bit, a couple months, it was quite enlightening. Was it the bottom? What is this? Okay, so it says this goes here. Nice. Let's stick in right there perfectly. And like, yeah, I wouldn't have noticed it if people weren't pointing it out, but that's just because, again, I'm not a blue. What? Hey, whoa. Another part of the arm. B21, B22. B17 Baumer. One. Oh, whoa, what happened with my... Why did it scroll down like that? What happened with my music player? Oh, because it's now PvP hours, so they moved it. They put a thing up there, okay. That's why. Alright. There. Next up we need 21. 22. Let me tell you, there's no better line to get kids excited to be in your class than your teacher worked in video games. And they're like, oh my god, it looks so cool. And then I tell them actually what it's like, and they're like, well, that actually doesn't sound as amazing as it was. And I'm like, yeah, that's how the real world is. And they're like, oh no. You mean life is not as fun as it seems? I don't break their hearts. What I will say, and the other teachers like, I don't know about this, but I'm like, I'm brutally honest with my kiddos about how the world is. There was a kid who asked me how much money I made, I'm like, I'm gonna be honest. I will tell you. I will tell you how much money I make, because there's like in society they're like, you're not supposed to let people know how much money you make, and I'm like, that's kind of stupid, because then it makes it so that kids don't know the value of money, right? You know, okay, well, I'll get to the comic books later. They don't know the value of money, right? Because then I told my kids, I'm like, this is how much I make. When I said it's roughly $3,300 a month, and you know, then we multiply by 12 to see how much I make in the year. And they're like, wow, that's so much money, and I'm like, it seems like it. But then let's start taking off how much it costs to live, and I'm like, and they're like, oh no, and I'm like, yeah, just, you know, you gotta, just how it is. Okay, but the comic book things, I cannot believe. That is the wildest thing that I never even realized what they were. Like, and they're reading them and they have no idea, but I own the comic books that were involved in the Archie Comics versus Ken Pender's trial. You know, like, I have them, and kids are reading them. Property of BioWare, it says on the back. It's so wild. It's buck wild. Like, front. Can't tell, we're making them right here. Do they have a criminal aura oozing from them? They don't. They have an aura of these were bought by someone who thought that that was like the normal sort of Sonic canon, and not knowing that these are a weird... That's why there's a lot of Archie stuff in that game, because it's very clear that they got it not knowing anything about Sonic. And so then they picked up the comic books and were like, well, I guess this is the canon, right? Not knowing that it's not that. Do I want to give her open hand or fist? Let me look at the box and see what sort of ones they give. Oh, well, I want her holding a gun, so I'm going to give her the... Whoops, can't even see. I want her holding the guns, so I'll give her the fist then. Well, I think you make them all anyways in the end, pretty much, so... Oh, yeah, because these are just the basic hands here, so we'll go... I'll give her fists then. Have any of your students asked about your weird anime stuff? You own, like, your posters and stuff? They do. They asked. They're like, Mr. B, do you watch anime? And I'm honest. I'm like, yeah, I do. And that's about the extent. There's nothing else. I mean, they just ask. Maybe they'll ask me every now and then. You know, they'll be like, Mr. B, what are you, what sort of anime do you watch? And I'll be like, Dragon, and I don't want to say maid, so then I say ball. But no, it's honestly... What I've discovered is if you are brutally honest with your kids, they don't care. Because then you're still giving them, you know, stuff to do in class. They're like, well, I have a teacher who likes video games. And it's like, I might talk about them during free time. It's not like I actually... Well, I do let my kids, like, use Minecraft for doing projects and stuff. And I had one parent be like, that's kind of wild. I'm like, well, why not? They enjoy Minecraft. Why would I stop them from using it for a school project, right? That's about it. If you're honest with them, they stop caring real quickly. I've actually, like, shown my kids also, like, my room. Like, there's one kid who's like, Mr. B, you're lying about having all of those, every single video game console. I'm like, well, I don't have every, but I have a lot of them. And I showed him, and he's like, wow. And one of the girls said, Mr. B, do you live with your parents? And I was like, yep, I do. And she's like, yeah, my mom expected that. And I'm like, well, great. You know what? Kids are brutally honest, though, so... Am I doing this right? It's supposed to look like... Oh, I guess it's like a mecha glove, so yeah. Is that the right... Oh yeah, because I am doing the right arm. I'm like, I thought this was the left arm, but it's the right arm. Yeah, it's kids are honest. The brutal brutal extent. But doesn't bother me. I've just given up on... I just realized my music isn't even refreshing anymore. There we go. I've absolutely given up on trying to be who I'm not in regards to being a nerd. Why? You know? You got one life. Live it as you like it. I mean, you get stuff like I have coworkers. I had one who's just like, he came up to me one day and he's like, yo, did you see that new Cyberpunk game? He was so jacked for it, right? And I'm like, yeah, you know, like, we'll talk about it. And he's talking to me about E3, and I'm like, I didn't know this was who you were. And I will say most teachers are secretly some type of nerd. Some type. You don't know which. They're always some type. Some more than others, but they're all some variant of nerd. The staff room will be talks of don't give me spoilers and that stuff. Fun things. And I mean, looking back, I'm like, we had one teacher who always put on Ghibli films whenever we had free time. Like, looking back, I'm like, I bet you that this teacher was probably a weeb also. I think that was grade 4 for me. Put on like Totoro and not Princess Mononoke, can't show that to kids, but Kiki's Delivery Service, and she just had the VHSs for them. So it's like, dang. I don't think she showed us Spirited Away either. I watched that one on my own. Crouching Teacher, Hidden Weeb, oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, ever since I started wearing like I have a Pokemon belt. Like, it's literally just scenes from Pokemon lining this belt. Ever since I started wearing that, I started seeing more teachers wearing just like more casual stuff. Yeah, I've learned to open up on my interest near the end of high school life. I remember doing like a weird paper comparing Great Gatsby to Lisa the Painful. Yeah. Oh no, like that's the sort of stuff that honestly, I encourage. I mean, mind you, I'm teaching grade 5, so it's not like they're doing essays right now. But I always encourage them to follow their interests, because why not? Well, if you enjoy something, you're gonna write a better paper on it. Like my stuff in high school, going back to Lord of the Flies. I hated Lord of the Flies. I hate it still. I think it's a terrible book. But if I could write it on Lord of the Flies compared to a video game, sure, I could write something for that. But I mean, in university, I wrote papers on JoJo, and those ones got near hundreds every time because I researched so hard into the JoJo for that. Cool stuff. Yeah, I always encourage it as a teacher myself, but I know some teachers are like, no, don't do that because they're like, well, what about the curriculum for it? And I'm like, well, curriculum is a good guideline, but at the end of the day, if the kid doesn't like it, they're not going to work at it. Actually, I freaked out one time because I wrote on my Facebook that, hey, I did an essay on JoJo and it was awesome. And then who messages me but Kira Buckland, Rina-chan, to be herself, and she's like, I love JoJo, please let me read it. And I'm like, okay. And I completely forgot that I just like one day friended her, and like that's why, because it was back in the day of like when Facebook was more casual, you know. I was just like friending any celebrity that I saw, and so I had her on there, and I was like, okay. Meanwhile, now she's like literally the voice of the ghost from Part 4. Funny though, because I remember like a long time ago trying to friend Clement J642 on there, and he like denied me and blocked me, and then like years later we're like actually buddies now through just like, you know, getting to know each other slowly on Twitter and stuff. And he's like, yeah, for some reason I had you blocked. I'm like, yeah, because like years and years and years ago I tried to friend you. When I want to work on something I don't care about, try to make myself work, try to make it more for me. And animation, so while I still have my school, yeah. Oh yeah, animation is a whole bucket of fish. But then you have like I hate those art teachers who are like, no, this isn't real art. You know, it's like when people who draw anime, they're like, no, you need to be this way. And it's like, why are you doing that? Let them do what they like, you know? But then again, I don't teach art because I am not an artist, and I instead teach multiple classes of French. But, I don't know. We're at a weird time though, I'm gonna say. In terms of teaching, because the old teachers and the new teachers are so diametrically opposed to each other. The new teachers are all about technology. They're all about making it so that kids can do it how they want to do it and make it so that, you know, work for their success. Or meanwhile, some of the older teachers are not for that. Did I pop out the wrong one? Wrong ones? 13. 13s? That was, yeah. Oh yeah, this is this one first. Yeah, like the difference in old teachers and young teachers for what the way they treat kids, like, you know, it's I have things to say about it that I probably shouldn't, but all I'm gonna say is that there's gonna be a change definitely in the coming years of how people think back on their teachers, I think. Because 14, PC 14. Because they're different now. Oh wait, PC 14 and A17, yeah. I mean, even in my own school, even at my own work and everyone I was into, the old and the young teachers, there is a divide. Because the old teachers, well, they're old. Like, if they what they believe is, if it's worked for 20 years, why won't it work now? And I'm like, well, the world is a different place than it was. Dark college for graphic design. The only nerdy thing I remember is the one person who always wore Homestuck. Really interesting. My friends who go to art colleges are quite the opposite experience. But then again, it's I don't know. Different places around the world, of course, treat things differently. A17. Like, I mean, even the difference though can be as simple as the like my high school experience in my first high school was so anime. Like, and I don't mean in like a like, for example, I had a USB stick of a visual novel, Katawa Shoujo, that I was distributing to like the jocks because everyone wanted to play it because they thought it was just a dope game, right? We played Smash Bros tournaments on the big screen at lunchtime. We did so much that was so nerdy. And then I went to my other high school. Oh, I was the visual novel dealer, absolutely. I went to my other high school, and there was nothing. It was hockey and drinking and partying, and I'm like, this is not what high school was for me. So that's why when I look back at high school, I loved high school. I absolutely loved my high school experience at my first high school because it was awesome, you know? We had days where it was lunchtime and we'd pop out Third Strike on a laptop and we'd play, right? But after I went to my other high school, I was like, wow, is this the actual high school experience? You know, it was different. Mind you, the first high school I went to, the population was about 90% Filipino, which definitely made it so that it's like, well, of course you're gonna like anime. During middle school, everything was judgmental. Well, high school, no one cared. Oh yeah. I mean, like, we had days where everyone was bringing their Pokemon and like playing it all together, right? Actually, my middle school wasn't like that though. My middle school was into nerdy stuff too, and it was actually unrelated, like you know, where it was nearby to the other one. But again, I've been told I just got lucky. That again, that's not the real high school experience, and all right, take your word for it. Of building stuff, the art of it coming together, you know, feels good. Like I'm doing my life. I also got a big Hispanic population, so everyone was pretty weird. Oh. Yeah, well, again, it's always different from where you are. The Mario Kart Switch, like some gang members. Oh, okay. That's the thing. Everyone loves Mario Kart. Everyone loves Mario Kart. Even apparently gang members. Now we need to put together B22 and B20. I definitely say, like, I know some people much preferred university, but I way preferred high school. University, you just don't get to know people, and like because I didn't live at the university, so for me, I never got to experience any of the club stuff, even if I wanted to go, because I was too busy working on stuff, and if I was working on stuff, I was at home, because I always work on stuff at home. I'm not one to work, you know, at either work or school. So, I definitely, for me, the best time was high school for me. Remember how I talked with my friends about the latest manga chapters every Friday? I was not reading manga at that time, and that's something that I only like. There was a while where I'm like, why would I ever read manga when the anime's right there? And then I got back into One Piece, and it made me go, oh man, is the anime bad? So yeah, now I'm definitely more of a manga reader now. Actually, with that awesome Shonen Jump app, that is the best. $2 a month for unlimited chapters, and comes out pretty much on time. It's so good. Final chapter for graduation was a huge chapter. Aw, that's awesome. I love that. I love when things work out that way. One of my favorite things, when things become anime. There. Actually, you should go this way. That in in there. No, this one it would be this way. Yeah, yeah. Next up, we'll give you another piece. Hand. Then on top of the hand, we put a A3. Never got along with the anime nerds in school. My close friends were army kids. Army kids? Yeah, I did not have those at my school. Super into YouTube poops. Okay, but YouTube poops were a big thing when I was in middle school. That was my big jam. I thought they were so funny. I basically submitted a high school French project that was done in the style of a YouTube poop. My teacher was shocked at the quality of it because she's like, how did you make this? And I'm like, I do video stuff. And that was fun. That was a good time. For me, it wasn't Brawl Taunts. For me, it was the original Nintendo. That was big at that time for me in middle school, and boy, that did not age well. Boy, the original Nintendo is honestly unwatchable now for a variety of reasons. I don't think a single joke hits anymore. I think every single aspect of it is unfunny. Which is wild. That is now a form of actual torture if you gave it to someone. Oh yeah, and then the title screen being big booby ladies, that didn't help when I was trying to watch it in school. It's this one is this time. So trying to watch that in school, I basically had to wait for it to load by putting it down. Yeah. Yep. That was fun. Okay, arms are done. So now, we can assemble. There she is. She's got them arms. And the worst part is for me, I actually was at that time at the school that my mom taught at. So, if I were to get in trouble for that, she could just be a torso, but I'd like to make her fully, because otherwise it'd be weird to display her like that. But if I got in trouble, then it would be right there. She would actually just be in the school already to be like, "What are you watching?" Having your mom as your teacher is not as bad as you'd think, but that's just because I'm very self-deprecating. And there's nothing more self-deprecating than having stories told about you that you can all laugh at to the class. It didn't bother me. But if it would bother you, then yeah, it would probably suck. Now time for the best part. Robo feet. Woohoo. Favorite thing I heard about Nintendo that Chris submitted is Earthbound Cartoon. Oh, the one where he walks next to a porno theater. That's awkward. Try having your mom as your work boss. I don't know if that'd be better or worse. I know as a teacher, people were like, "Well, you probably get easy marks," and I'm like, absolutely not. She expects me to do better than anyone else in the class. I was wondering when Ness was dictating everyone and suggests to have sex with Paula. Oh, that's even worse. Great. I'll grab my stuff. A lot of the humor in the early Nintendo stuff, like those Flash animations, was just what if Nintendo characters said a swear word. Like, there's a whole extended sketch of Ash beating up Pikachu that was literally just put there to have Ash say swear words. And it's so unfunny. There's a couple in some of the later Nintendos that are kind of funny. Like the Super Nintendo and to the 64th Power. But for the most part, they are actually painful to watch now. Good form of torture if you need one, though. Not if you ever require that. Oh yeah, the Pokemon Snap one was just porn that was barely censored. Yeah, it was just someone wanted to make people see that. And well, okay, but any of those Newgrounds collabs, though. Like, the Street Fighter one? Oh my god. And then there was the whole thing of Capcom putting linking to one of them, which was the Blanca Likes Pound Cake, done by Egoraptor. And then afterwards they're like, we've removed the link to what this is actually from because it's incredibly gross, but we respect the fact that they made it. If you know. That's all I'm gonna say. A 15. I was never allowed on Newgrounds, though, as a kid. It was always blocked on all of our school stuff. And then, you know, oh boy, speaking of Street Fighter, here we go. I love this theme so much. Rashido. Oh, so good. Rashid is legit my favorite character from Street Fighter in years. And that's okay, David Bot. You won't be hearing much of Chris in any anime anytime soon. Yikes. All I'm gonna say. Hey. A13. Yeah, I remember being bummed out that I didn't pledge enough to be a playable character or an enemy in the Tome RPG game. But now I'm like, yeah, that's okay then. I will accept it. Because, boy, things have changed a bit. How the heck does this snip on? Remember Smash Bros. Machinimas. I did not watch much Machinima. The only real Machinima I watched was Arby and the Chief, if you can call that one a Machinima. I've always been a YouTube hipster. I pretty much always refused to watch anything popular, so I didn't subscribe to Machinima pretty much. The only reason I watched Arby and the Chief was I think they had a podcast version, so I watched the podcast version. A35. A lot of my consumption of media was less YouTube and more what was a video podcast on iTunes. Look at this dope foot, though. Very nice. A32. I will say, the fact that anime is becoming mainstream, like heavily so, is so wild to me looking back. Like the fact that you watch these or well, I guess it's TikTok now, but TikTok compilations, and you watch these things and they're just like making JoJo jokes, and you're like, people know this. Very strange, but very cool. Oh man, the early internet and thinking that Haruhi Suzumiya was the next coming of actual Jesus. I apologize. I've watered, so it's okay. Like for years, my religion on Facebook was set to Haruhiism because that's how big that was. Don't know much about Gantz. Didn't get into that one. Bleedman and his weird Cartoon Network fanfictions. Okay, now you're saying things that I don't know at all. Reminder, there is no Cartoon Network in Canada. At least there wasn't, and even the one that we have now is not... It's not like American Cartoon Network at all. You get stuff kind of secondhand. Yeah, TikToks that use like Toho music, or there's a whole trend of them doing Junko and Oshima poses and like Danganronpa stuff, and it's like very strange that is the where we're at now. You know what though? Of course, looking back, they're gonna be yikes, but at the same time, it was a different time. You know, you have to look up Bleedman, you'll recognize his art. Okay, I'll do that right now on my phone. It's definitely a thing of things have changed, and there's not a lot you can do to change the past. It was normal in the past, so I think don't treat stuff from the past with the standard of today, you know? Okay, let's see, I'm gonna type in Bleedman. Like I typed it in, the first thing I saw was controversy. Oh, I see Rule 34. Great, awesome. What in the dang? Okay, let's type in then Cartoon Network. Okay. Oh, yes. Yes. I do know this. From being on the internet. Yep. Okay. Boy, that's a lot of scantily clad little girl characters. I'm not a fan of that. Okay, yes. Yo, Leighton vs. Wright. One of my favorite 3DS games that people love to hate. D6 and A21. Yeah, the internet culture of the early times is so different from now that you can't compare them. He did like a Billy and Mandy comic called Grim Tales, and it basically implied that Mandy did 9/11. Okay. No, regardless of the time, that's a little wrong. I'll be honest, I didn't read too many webcomics. That was another thing that I got on quite late. Other than Brawl in the Family, which I will say I got the physical Brawl in the Family comics and have been at my school for the kids to read, and they love it. They love it. It's so cool. Um, there was a couple of Sonic Sprite comics I read, but they were mostly just characters swearing and people laughing at the fact that they're swearing. Like there was a whole punchline of Tails and Fox from Star Fox being gay for each other, and it was like, that was the joke. And I was like, not really that fun, even at that time. VG, I did read VG Cats. I know some people are like, gross VG Cats because, well, they're furries, and you can just now sub to their Patreon for erotic art of their characters. But you know what? That doesn't bother me. I just learned one of my friends does vor artwork, and like, I looked at it. It's well done, but it's not for me. But I, appreciate the hustle. You do what you gotta do, Very laissez-faire with that sort of stuff, as long as it's not... Oh yeah, Awkward Zombie is amazing. It's perfect. As long as it's not creepy illegal, then you're good in my books. Oh yeah, Nazo Unleashed there. Oh man, okay, so I was really into Wukos. Anyone remember Wukos? And like they had this really edgy futuristic Zelda series that was like a Zelda anime, and it was like, oh man, this is bringing back some deep, dark, repressed memories. I don't even remember the name of the person who did the stuff. Wukos, WHOOKOS, which I think stood for we're our own kind of stupid, or something like that. I didn't watch Mario Bros. Z. Okay, let me Google this thing though. Because it was this really, really well done Zelda animated series. And I think it was called Zelda. It was like the Korok chapter, right? No, Kakariko chapter. No, what are they called? The Kokiri chapter. It was called... Oh god, I don't think I'll... Oh! The Legend of Zelda... Okay, right here. It's called Zelda UO. Zelda Unknown Origins by Scotty Mation, made 6 years ago. Has he done anything since? His last upload was 2 years ago. Oh my god, he's made more? Wild. I remember it being well done. Yeah, no, didn't get into Super Mario Bros. Z too much. Will say that. I don't know. So I take this, and I connect these two. I do remember being really into Stupid Mario Bros. By Rich Alvarez, which was a live action thing of all the Nintendo characters coming to the real world and living together in a house. Well, I say Nintendo, but it was really just like the Smash Bros. Cast. I remember really enjoying that. And I remember the stories being really deep. I actually love it when fan stuff gets way deeper than it deserves to be, because it's like, you read it and you're like, oh my god, where's this going? Oh yeah, I remember seeing his weird Peach fighting in Smash thing. Yeah, that was kind of stupid. Um, yeah, stupid Mario Bros. I think there was a lot of controversy at some point over something from it, but for me, I didn't really care because I was just like, there was some stuff I remember being kind of funny there, but I don't remember much other than enjoying it. I do remember being bothered when they brought in Ash and Gary as characters, and I'm like, that's not the Smash Bros. Character. But Brock was funny. Brock was there too, and he was actually legitimately like really funny. I think they had like hundreds of videos too. I'd absolutely watch one of those yeah, no, I never watched plush videos, I will say that. Um by the time I discovered YouTube, I was in at least grade 6 because that's when YouTube kind of was bought by Google and was more mainstream. Which was still very, actually that was before it was bought by YouTube or bought by Google, but it was like that was when it first started. So I was too old at that time to really be like get into really kiddie stuff. But I'd love to watch a video on like the fall of Rich Alvarez and Stupid Mario Bros. I never really got what the drama was, but I cringe at them whenever I go out in public and... Oh, yeah, that'd be bad. Those videos make... They still make videos. Really? Wow. I know they stopped Stupid Mario, I'm pretty sure, because that was... I remember being there when they said they're going to stop that and try to do more original content. I think the reason I unsubscribed was because I didn't care about the original content. Like some like political newsy stuff, but like wacky ways on reporting the news, and I'm like, I don't care about this. In general, there was a big period in my life though where I was trying to be like, trying to act more mature. And because of that, I was like, plushies are babies, you know, which I still kind of, I think as things to display, that's one thing, but I don't think I'll be buying a plushie anytime soon, honestly, for myself. Good gifts for girls, though. 28. But yeah, those make money, though. If I wasn't a Let's Player, I'd be probably doing something ridiculously, like, abusive to the system. Okay, but yeah, like, a big stack from Dragon Quest, like, that's cute, but you don't, like, play with it, right? Like, having it for show, or even for having it there for if a kid does come over, you can be like, hey, you can play with this, but I don't know. I don't know. What am I even talking about? I don't really play with my figures. I'm gonna be very honest. I mostly put them up to be a hopeful discussion piece when if anyone comes over to my house. That's about it. I just realized I've been building some epically long knee socks. That's really good. Makes me very happy. Look at this Zettai Ryoki. Look at this absolute territory I'm dealing with. I went to the Zettai Ryoki Cafe in Akihabara, and that was an amazing experience. says to make sure they tightly fit. Will do. Did I do that right with the knee? I think I didn't. I didn't. Okay, let me fix the knee there. There you go, that looks better. That's more knee-like. There was straight up just stalls and vending machines selling used socks in Akihabara. Like those things we talked about are weird. Okay, so I've been to many maid cafes now that I went to Japan, and can I just say, and this is gonna sound weird, but they're really wholesome. Because you have little kids there and they're being called, you know, prince or princess or master, right? And you have, it's just, they bring out food and it's just like a nice customer service. So honestly, it's way better than like Hooters. Like honestly, I never felt awkward there, you know, because they're just a place to do. I will say, seeing a cute, happy maid walk into the back room and out come a very grumpy millennial was the funniest thing ever. But I actually found that to not be too weird or too, you know, I found it wholesome. Personally, I can see people being freaked out by it though. There was a family that came in there with like a kid. I say like a 15 or 16-year-old who was obviously on vacation from probably America. And he's like, Mom, I really want to go to the maid cafe. And they went there, and the mother saw the outfits and saw everything that was going on. And she's like, we are leaving. We are not being in this place. This is inappropriate. Which is wild. Yo, Tanner, I wanted to start watching Space Patrol Luluko, but it contains references from Studio Trigger shows. Other than Kill la Kill, Little Witch Academia, is there any other one I need to watch? There's one to watch before and one to watch after. The only other thing you'll need to see before Luluko is, it's not a show, but it's a short, so it'll take not a lot of time to watch. You'll need to watch, it's called Sex and Violence with Mach Speed. It is a, Sex and Violence with Mach Speed. It is a 2-part Trigger short that they made for like a contest, so you can watch that because that's important. And then afterwards, after you watch Luluko, you'll need to watch Kisniver from Trigger, which is, it's not their best work, but it's interesting. No, it's not sex. The show is called Sex and Violence with Mach Speed. Kisniver comes after Luluko because they were airing at the same time, and the ending of Kisniver came after the end of Luluko, and I'm just gonna stop there. But yeah, you'll need, and honestly, Sex and Violence with Mach Speed is one of my favorite things ever. It's so good. It's such a good pair of shorts. So definitely give those a watch, and then after that, you are good. If I recall, it's only those that are, oh, and yes, no, you're right, Inferno Cop. Inferno Cop appears, but you just need to know about him as a character. You don't need to know about anything from the show itself. In fact, I have not watched Inferno Cop, and I still was able to understand. So that was one that, yeah. But that is another one. Okay, so now I need the other footsie wootsie. Is Space Patrol Luluko basically the Kingdom Hearts of Studio Trigger? Yes and no, but it's because all Trigger media actually exists in something called the Triggerverse. This is not even a joke, this is true. All Trigger media does have actual relations to each other. They're in like a multiverse. Luluko is the first one to explicitly confirm so, and so you get a lot of stuff there. But yeah, all the Trigger stuff is 100% related. Like, you'll just see stuff from other Trigger things in it, and it's buck wild. Another footsie wootsy. Next up we need... We're actually not too far off. This is not taking as long as I expected, honestly. A14. I will say the Mega Man X one that I got, the parts are way bigger. Like, he has huge thighs, so it's like, yeah, that'll take much less time. Oh, this is such a nice jazzy Link to the Past remix. I like this. Sorry, Link's Awakening. Literally says it on there. Big fan of jazz. Whenever my kids are working in class, I'll usually play some relaxing video game music. And the kids go like, "Mr. B, this sounds like Mario." I'm like, "It is. But it's jazz Mario." And they're like, "You're weird." They actually do recommend kids do work to video game music because it's literally formulated to make to just enhance busy work, especially RPG music. So I always recommend that. Get rid of that spruce, some sprigs and spruces. I don't even know if that's what you're actually supposed to call when there's a little bit of the plastic. I call them sprigs or spruces. Who are you rooting for to be in Smash Bros? At this point, almost every character that I legitimately wanted in is in. So the only ones that are really left that I really want are Sora, Kingdom Hearts, or like I have some that are on the boy, that'll never happen but be awesome list, such as Saber, as well as Toho Rep. You know, those will never happen, but I'd be down. I don't know, I'm at a point where honestly I'm like, whatever. I have so many characters that I'm happy are in that if they don't put anyone in that I personally care for anymore, I'm like, that's fine. Oh, no, I need to put the other thing in first. A13. But, I guess other ones would be... Like, I actually would like Master Chief. I think he'd be a cool rep, mostly because I really liked Halo as a kid. One of the few Western games I liked. Doom Guy, I know some people would be like, want Doom Guy. I'd be fine with Doom Guy. Like I'm at a point where most, like, if some of the smaller stuff, which I would have really liked to have representation, like Chibi Robo or Custom Robo from Nintendo, it's like, nah, we're at a point where now where every single rep getting in for Smash is like a huge one, right? Like the big guns, right? So I don't know. Though I know some people would say that Terry Bogard is not one of those, and those people are wrong. Bunning. I'd still actually like a... Oh yeah, I don't want Mortal Kombat. Yeah, no, I don't want Mortal Kombat. How do you feel about an Overwatch character? Like, honestly, I wouldn't hate Tracer because I think Tracer would actually have some really cool gameplay stuff. But I don't feel like it's deserved because it at the end of the day, every single character needs to be one that is actually tied with Nintendo. Like, people say, none of these characters, like, the DLC characters are not tied with Nintendo. It's like, well, Shin Megami Tensei was on Nintendo. Like, we have tons of Fatal Furies on Nintendo. We have, like, every character in Smash is still Nintendo based. You know, Cloud is Final Fantasy, started on Nintendo. So I think there needs to be at least a little bit of a Nintendo connection, and saying, oh well, we got this one port recently, it's like that's not enough of an actual historic Nintendo connection, you know? But then again, I want Reimu, and like, yeah, there's like no connection there almost, aside from the recent ports and stuff. And Saber, who again, aside from a couple new games, but yeah, so there are connections with the series. There's got to be, so. Plus, I think it also comes down to games that Sakurai likes. Like, it really is. So, Saber is in Battle Cats. Battle Cats is a Switch game, thus Saber for Smash. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're actually very right. Alright, boyos, time for more leggies. I remember I got Fate Extella Link because it came out like right with the Switch, and I remember getting it just thinking I need a Muso on the go, and I got it and I was like, I literally do not understand anything about the Fate universe or anything about it, and because of that I actually ended up returning it like an idiot, and every time I've returned a game I've always felt like an idiot later because I always wanted it again later, and yep, because then I got into Fate and then now I'm the idiot. But now I own multiple copies of it. I have it on Steam, and I got the special edition on PS4, so hey, it all worked out in the end. Oh. Someone cheered me. It says cheered out to be number 1. Oh no, that just appeared, never mind. Melty Blood for life. I'll get to Melty Blood. I got an original Dojin PC version of Melty Blood recently, because it was on, because I got Melty Blood Actress Again, but people were like, well, that doesn't have the original game's story, so I'm like, well, shoot, how do I get that? And they're like, well, you just gotta get the original game, and no matter where I looked online, they didn't have it, like, you couldn't find it anywhere to download, so I'm like, well, I'm gonna go to eBay, I'm gonna find it, and it was like $20, and I'm like, sure, so I got a Japanese copy of the original Melty Blood. Well, it was Melty Blood React, which is like the kind of slightly extended version. But yeah, so, hey, I got that. C5, C4, C4. Oh, up the Shagahod. I've not heard this Game Boy version of Bramble Blast. Pretty good. But then, of course, like David Wise and Grant Kirkhope, they rock whatever system they're on. I have almost every single piece of Fate media and some of the extended Nasuverse stuff. Oh, I haven't, and this will be a little exclusive sneak peek because you guys are watching. I may have bought a ton of Fate Dojin games. Like, not official ones, that I will be looking at, including some that have never been documented in English. I remember looking on eBay and I'm like, what am I looking at, right? And I'm looking at this Fate game and I'm Googling it, and I'm like trying to find out what it is, and I'm like, did I find a Dojin game that literally no one has in English written or done anything about? So I have that in my collection. That was the games I was teasing on Twitter, yeah. I got like 6 of them, some of them which I'm like, actually, so I started to play one of them and then I was like, oh, I might actually be getting into spoiler territory for me right now, so I stopped. But it's like, I actually found forbidden games. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited. I'll get to them after. Probably after Heaven's Feel, but before I get to the final stuff. And hi, Simon Finland. How long is Fate itself? I am on part 103 currently. Each video is about an hour long. Yeah, episode 100 is going up soon. I think each route is about 40 parts long, 40 hours. So, I've been slowly getting into Fate, watching your LP blind and watch the animes with friends. I've not watched the animes yet, aside from the one. I'm actually thinking of starting to check out the one of them pretty soon, because I'm pretty excited to actually take a look at it. Oh boy, Time Night. There's some fun stuff at the start of part 100 that people will either hate or love. Oh yeah, basically each route is you make one decision at the start of the game that changes everything. So each route is totally its own thing. I have Fate Zero coming in the mail later this month. They're releasing a new Blu-ray, which is everything and more, like extra content. So because of that, instead of getting the individual Blu-rays, I'm getting the one super Blu-ray. So I'm getting that in the mail. They're kind of like it's basically who do you pay the most attention to in the first like 3 hours, and then you go on their route pretty much. Though you have to kind of do them in order too. So it's a bit confusing, but it pretty much comes down to like it's as big as, do you basically try and kill this character, and then that would change a lot, right? So it's good though. I love it. I love the way that it does the routes there. And yeah, I've had Zero hyped up quite a bit, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll be doing episode commentaries for those. I should continue building, huh? I'm a big fan of PS1 era jazz like this. Oh man. Even if it's from a stupid car game. But it's a Japanese car game, which are good. Honestly, PS1 and PS2 era Japanese game music was like pinnacle of our existence. Rip leg. Like, I know some people really dislike the original ending credits for Symphony of the Night. The smooth jazz, just like the Wind song, which ironically is the same name as this. But I love it so much that I was really sad to hear that it's out in every other version comes up with another song. I managed to get one of the Ryui Komatsuzaki servants. I will pretend like I know who or what that is. Is that an artist or the... Oh, okay, right, yeah, okay. The Dinglerumples. Okay. I have on my, my school keys a Cleopatra charm that I got from Japan that I keep everywhere. Oh, there you go. Are you gonna play the Zero Escape games? I will. Sometime. I have them all pretty much, and I know I did the one fake part of it, which April Fool's Day. But I enjoyed that. My only thing I'm scared about is I'm actually an idiot when it comes to escape rooms, and as far as I'm aware, that's what those games kind of are. So, but I will. I have them, and I do want to eventually give them a play. I've not been spoiled on them, so hey, that's good. Uh-oh. Did I accidentally use the wrong one somewhere in this process? Because it says I used both 17s. But I need another... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where did I use the wrong one? Oh no, it's happened. I made a mistake. It should be in one of the arm pieces. One of these. That's it. Okay, I found it. We're good. Woo! That could have been spicy, but we were good. Japanese saxophones, just in general, are the closest thing to God we humans have achieved. Yeah, I saw My Hero One's Justice 2. I did not see that Mineta was confirmed. Yikes. Well, at least we got a training mode dummy. Oh, I love this remix. The fact that Mineta is a popular character in Japan proves that sometimes they're wrong. Then again, they like Yumi from Senran Kagura, which is wrong. Still can't believe she's the only Senran Kagura character that is in Blaze Blue there, which is buck wild. Does Bandai Namco just own like every anime license ever? Yes, that's actually just what it comes down to. I think they have the exclusive rights to most Shonen Jump stuff. So it's just like, yeah, that's all they do. Did I forget some? Did I forget? Oh, I did. Where is it? It's in that piece. Oh yeah, it's right there. I don't think they'll ever include the Invisible Girl unless she is constantly covered in paint. Ladies and gentlemen, we have legs. Oh yeah, she's in the background of every stage, obviously. Made two the wrong way facing. Okay, we'll make this. You know what? 3D anime brawlers are kind of like soap operas for me, where I just kind of see them and I'm like, they're trashy, but I don't mind throwing one in every now and then. Do I want something better? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, it's like they don't bother me. So, okay, well, we're there. Okay, so all we have left is really her torso. Cool. Okay, so we need F1. Oh yeah, if everything got the Fighter Z treatment, that'd be awesome. But at the same time, we'd have way too many games to ever like play them all, right? We got that. We need B5. She has no clothes because of the... Oh yeah, no, she doesn't wear clothes. That's confirmed. She said that, basically. Only one bothered me was... Okay, but I really like Jump Force's gameplay. I know some people hate it, but I actually think the gameplay of Jump Force is really good. I think it's a very... like it's the best controlling 3D brawler for sure in my eyes. The way you move and the way everything feels, it feels really good to do, and the combos are very open ended. I really like it, but boy, I know some people don't, so I won't put it past them. I love the graphics of Jump Force 2. I think it's a really cool way to represent these characters in a new way. But once again, I am not valid because I have bad opinions, say. And honestly, it's way deeper than the Jump and then the Jump Ultimate Stars and Ultimate Force games. Because, like, honestly, like those games, like they're cool, but they're actually really bad for any depth. And oh yeah, no, I absolutely agree that they could have had more diversity with the reps. But then again, having some deep cuts from certain series, I think is kind of cool. You know, I think it's a neat way to handle it, where you get both. You can get some like you'd never get Zoro in a game with that, but yeah, and Ryo is great. I love Ryo. And you got like Kaiba's playable. Like that's awesome. You want to play good anime games? Go play Digimon Story. I agree. That's a good one. B14. Let's put these on first. Cartoony games like Skullgirls. Skullgirls is arguably anime. Oh yeah, no, some of them are definitely underwhelming. Because at the end of the day, they need to all kind of function as similar light, so that is, oh, you know, that's a definite point of intention there. Yeah, honestly, every time I hear people complaining about the Pokemon, it's like, guess what? Go play those new Digimon games, because they are actually so good. You'll enjoy them. I mean, I hated X and Y, so when I played Cyber Sleuth in that time, I was like, yeah. Yeah, Dai was a cool pick, but the fact... It's crazy, because Dai is interesting. He's in there. And all of his moves are named after the new localizations for Dragon Quest. But the words Dragon Quest appear not once in the game. The word Dragon Quest does not appear in the game, which is wild for the fact that he's from Dragon Quest. His series is listed as Dai's Great Adventure, which is like, well, yeah, in Japanese the game is Dragon Quest Dai no Boken, which is Dai's adventure, right? But you're not wrong, but it's still weird. I'm gonna put the middle one in first. The outsides first. See, one thing I like about the this playlist is like we're not just listening to. Oh yeah, he has Crackle and stuff like that. Yeah, and he has like Sizzle. Yeah. But like we're not listening to the original version of the Baron Castle on this. We're listening to the Wonder Swan version. They have a really crazy, you know, Dai no Daiboken. Yeah, the Great Adventure of Dai. Yeah, that's what it was. I need to move my water glass now. Oh boy, guess what time it is, fellas? It's time to make some plastic underwear. After, oh, that's the next step. Where's D? Where's D? I need D. Is D? Oh, D2? Is it? Oh yeah, this is. Oh, fellas, that's a belly button. Ikaruga is a game that I've never actually played, but I know everyone says I should probably. I enjoy shooters and stuff, but it's just the space shooters, but it's just I don't know. I'm apparently good at them. I went to a convention and there was a panel called Getting into Toho. He actually brought me up to play it, and like I played it, and the dude's like, "You are way better than we expected at Toho," and I'm like, "What can I say? I'm a gamer." Oh yeah, no. Gamers should absolutely be feared. I have mastery of every game that I play. Every single one, obviously. Okay, so this one goes because of the one goes to the front. This is the back. That's the back. Held by the back crease. This one has her belly button, which is adorable. Look at this unrealistic expectation for women. There we go. That is her torso now. The next up, here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. Plastic underwear. Calm down, boy. What's with my scissors? I was literally just using them. They're on the floor. That's a dangerous place for scissors to be. I remember going to a gaming club in high school and they were playing Injustice. Playing against girls, like, just because I'm female doesn't mean I'm bad at games. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I know a couple people who are... Anyway, I guess we can take off this bow and just leave it out. Necessary. I know a couple people who were like that. Actually, I didn't. I've heard about them, but I've never actually encountered one. But I know they exist. Where it's like, yeah, again, nobody said anything. We are all gamers. We play games together. Enjoy the gameplay. It's cyber underwear. Amazing. PC 12 and yeah, we never had a gaming club because the entire school was gamers. So actually, I lied. When I went to university, I did go to a anime club at university. That was the only one that I signed up for, and it was weird people. So I didn't go back. So little did you know, this is what's on the inside of girls' underwear. They call it their box. That was a bad joke. I apologize. The pun was there and I had to say it. So, there's a go and up. I'm so sorry. Please don't cancel me. Boy, I will say, when I finished university, I went through and I deleted almost all my old stuff from on social media from when I was in high school. There's some stuff that I said back then that would be cancel worthy. Cause I wasn't a good, not high school, it was more middle school. My middle school stuff, I was a bad person. Like legit. I'm not even gonna say, like, sugarcoat it. I was extremely homophobic. I even said racist stuff, and I'm like, looking back, I'm like, wow, I was terrible. That's not who I am now. So for me, it's like going back and deleting that. Occasionally, I have a few pictures saved, and I'll show my friends who are like, just to blow their minds at just how horrible of a person I was. And by the way, we made underwear. That's cool. But every time I save them, I immediately delete it after. So, because I don't want people saying that. I'm sorry. Do we actually have to put a sticker on our underwear? Am I seeing that correctly? Are we detailing her underwear? What? What sticker goes on it? 20, 19, and 23. Oh my god. We designed her underwear. Okay. This is wild. Okay, so... Okay. What? Start applying stickers for 20 and 19 side. Oh boy. The 19 goes... way too big. Yeah, these stickers I can't make a mistake on. Make panties live on stream. Oh boy. Guess that's how they look. Oh my god, it's because they're striped. We're putting on the stickers to make them be striped. Oh my god. Oh, Japan. You're so silly. Meanwhile, a rock remix of Rainbow Road plays in the background. Yeah, note she wears a skirt, so it's not like you'd ever see this, but of course you gotta put that detail in. Oh, here is the actual literal crotch sticker we need to put on. Like, take a look. This is the crotch sticker that goes on right there. The coochie crotch sticker. Hey, I'm sorry, now that just looks like a diaper. That doesn't make it look more like panties, it makes it look like a diaper. Like, bruh. Yeah, it looks like a... Okay. Oh, sure. Special uniform panties. I was gonna say, that's definitely a plus for some people. Okay, so then the legs go on. That. Got the legs. Okay. And we got the... Got her belly button. Again, unrealistic expectation for women. And on top of that goes her skirt. So really, only so much of her actual stomach is shown, unless it goes down further, which is late. But like, yeah, like, oh. It's so that you can look and take a look. It looks like she's wearing panties. That's why. It's for the details. For the details. Up, ladies and gentlemen, we have a figure. Let's squish her down. Okay, this is always the hard part, because they kind of fall apart when you squish them. See? They kind of fall apart when you squish them. Okay, let's kind of actually make sure it's all on. That's there. Push down on. Push. Gotta kind of, again. Push down. Okay, okay, I think we got it. Okay. Make sure her arms are on tight. That one doesn't look to be. Ah! I'm killing her. Okay, that's there. This is the absolute worst part of putting these together, is trying to do the final squish. Because I've made a few Metabots, and the Metabots are all the same. The final squish is the hard part. This is how my dates go. It's all good until the final squish. Oof. God, you're so right, it actually hurts. Okay, I'm gonna bring this close to the camera. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have created life. We're not done yet, though. Because now we're on to the color section, right? Yeah, now we're on to the accessories. The accessories are the cool stuff. Yeah, they are panties over spats. You're not wrong. I didn't notice that till now. They are mostly mechas. This one's a mecha girl because I'm a weirdo. Okay. So now we're working on some accessorinos. So first off is going to be her backpack kit. So we're going to need to face her backwards. Look at this power stance she's holding. Very powerful. Very cool. Good job, Fumina. Okay. And of course, the song we get is Airman in a G-string. Of course. Is this the pilot or the robot itself? Yes. Actually, it is an employee of the Gundam store, the Gundam Base, where I physically bought it. It is an employee of the store I bought this from. It is literally an employee. So again, I could stop here, but no, she needs to look cool. Ow! I cut myself. Oh. Owie, ow, ow, ow. It's not bleeding, though. Once again, I am quite thick-skinned. Dun 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 dun. The power of Airman is making... I'm not bleeding, so it's okay. That's her backpack. Now we need to take B13, which are these connector pieces. Wow, we're the gross. Yeah. Please be careful while you're streaming. Okay, so then these go together. Hey Adrian, you're here. Well, I'm not done yet, but I'm starting to round out the finale. Was there are you serious? Was there a Joker ad before my video? Before my stream? Because that's Joker's trick. Go up or down? Go down. Okay, please explain to me what this Jocker thing is, because I've seen it around, but I don't know where Jocker is from. Please tell me. I need to know. As the resident Joker mega fan, I need to know what Jocker is. Oh, it's the Tommy Wiseau. Okay, of course. How could I forget? Jocker. Of course it is. Let me introduce the new Jocker. I know, I'm a fake Joker fan. I will say it was wild when Joker was announced for, like, Persona Joker was announced for Smash Bros. And all my kids were like the one from Batman. Every time. Okay, so we got her backpack. A cool pack. So it says that goes on right here. There you go. Stay. Girl, steady. We'll say you stand better than any of my Metabots for sure. Those ones are top heavy as heck. So now I need to do this thing twice. Okay. Okay. Oh, Time Scar is so good. They never made Figmas of Soul Eater. I guess it was because of because it's Figmas came after Soul Eater, right? So we need. Okay, so E. Oh my god, there's a ton here. Okay, so E1. Okay, see ya, Adrian. Have fun with whatever you. Ah! You killed her, Adrian! You killed her, Adrian. This was on you, buddy. That was Adrian's trick. She is bifurcated, but fine. I will say her middle section does not want to stay together. God, this song is so good. Please play Chrono Cross. I know I'm shouting into the void, but please play it. There we go. I've fully connected her. You know what? Let's just have her take a knee just in case. So that things don't go bad. You know what? Let's have her... Well, let's not have her face the camera. That'd be awkward. Let's just put her down then for a bit. The waifu is cut in half. The 2 points will gain separate life. Thanks, I hate it. I actually showed the opening to Chrono Cross to my kids in school, the CG one, and I said, alright, writing prompt, what does this mean? If Figmas came after Soul Eater, but you got DBZ. No, there are not DBZ Figmas. Those are all a different company. Those are Tamashi, which are different. Well, no, it wasn't a case of them actually, like, telling me what it's about, but it was a writing prompt, so they all wrote something based off of it, so it was cool. I actually used a lot of PS1 like opening videos for them to write stuff to, because it's like there's just a lot for them to talk about in those. I need E10. What do these say? Because these are like this. Oh, they snap together. Okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh yeah, PS1 CGI is so good. And you know what? I'm so happy we've reached a point where we can make in-game graphics look like PS1 CGI, because the stage of the PS1 CGI stage in Dissidia NT, like the Final Fantasy IX stage, makes me want to cry with how beautiful it is. Okay, so I need E8. Eight up here, okay. And World of Final Fantasy has stages that look like PS1 FMVs as stages, which is great. That's a good game too. These two gotta connect. There. Next up, we need E. I can't see these numbers, they're so far away. E18. Okay, 2E18. For the record, this one is like a terrifying monstrosity of 1,000 parts. So I'm having fun with this one. Man, I wish I could enjoy the Metroid Prime games. It's not even because of their gameplay, but it's because of their perspective makes me want to throw up. I am making the accessories, which are a bunch of cool stuff that go on her back. Now we got the twos. Yeah, we're doing heavy artillery for sure. Next up, E9. I'm actually seriously considering taking this to work and putting it on my desk. Once again, I've given up hiding my power level. Then again, they probably wouldn't want the guns to be on a school thing, which is understandable. And then we have another 18. Have I been doing this for nearly 3 hours? Jeez. Didn't feel like it. This is wild. I got to see the life-size Gundam unicorn when I was in Odaiba, which was so cool. Again, that's right by where the Gundam base was, and it was a case of I don't know about Gundam, but this is just too cool to not freak out about. I got to do then the Gundam VR ride where you ride the Gundam in space in VR and they like have a shaking hand that you're on. It was so cool. Okay, next up we make the guns, which is E10 and 11. Ooh. Some near music. Actually, when we do work in school, a lot of the times I'll put on some of the near music. The kids are like, "Mr. B, it's from a game. What game is it from?" And I don't tell them because I'm like, near is way too deep for you, grade 5 student. You can enjoy the music, but please don't. You're not ready for this yet. Really peaceful though, really nice. Oh, and I'm never telling. I am a teacher, yes. I'm never telling anybody that I know IRL by Twitter. That is a big, big no-no. That is where I can be myself. And yeah, I am a teacher. Today is a sick day that I'm taking because I legitimately... I'm amazed I'm not coughing. Like, I coughed the one time during this, but I have such a bad cough that I can barely function there. So today's a therapeutic sort of day. Though, after this, I will be doing some marking and lesson planning, which is not fun. And my phone's ringing. That is a spam number, so I'm not going to be answering it. I got one call earlier today that basically said that the government of Canada was shutting down my SIM card and that I need to send money to get it reimbursed. And it's like, really? Really? These spam calls are the worst. I hate answering the phone because it's never real. There's no real phone calls anymore. Every phone call is a scam. Nobody phones. Unless it comes up with caller ID as like family or something, right? But like, I've never had a phone call that was real. I bet you they're gonna leave a message and it's gonna be nobody. I also get weird calls from China that will just have a robotic voice saying words in Mandarin that I don't know what they're saying. And I get them once a week about. Okay, so that's one gun there, or at least half a gun. The other one is E6 and E7. Yeah, so my phone numbers stuff is not real ever. I never get real phone calls. Because if anyone needs to contact me, they do through email or text. Who phone calls anymore? I'm just you don't see much because I'm cutting off the spruces off these parts because there's a lot of them, making them look better. See, like they have a lot of little dingly danglies, so I'm just cutting them nice and close to my face so I can actually see them. I am, of course, nearly blind as a bat. I did not know there was a Game Gear version of Gunstar Heroes. I bet you that version sucks. Gunstar Heroes is awesome, but the Game Gear versions of almost everything are not very good. I'm sorry, but anyone who's like, the Game Gear's better than the Game Boy is wrong. Game Gear games are kind of terrible. These controversial opinions of old video game consoles that nobody owned. I just don't like Game Gear games. The way they look, the way they run, I just don't like them. I also don't like their sound, the sound card in them, like the way that the music sounds. Also the fact that it takes 8 batteries that last for about a half hour. I will say, Sega never took off with us as kids, where I was. There's like one kid who had a Genesis and one kid who had a Dreamcast, and nobody had a Saturn. I saw a Game Gear once. Oh, rip, dude. Well, Sonic 2 wasn't too bad. The Sonic games range from bad to pretty good. Sonic 2 being fine. But, like, I remember seeing a Game Gear once and being shocked. I'm like, what is this not Game Boy? Speaking of Sega, Panzer Dragoon music. Yeah, just they never took off here. There was no full-blown console wars over them, as much as it was the PlayStation and the Nintendo later. Those were the big ones. And of course, Xbox, that was a huge one. That one still rages. Because there's so many people who have Xbox Ones, and I'm like, why? You have no exclusives. But it's just because they played them with the Xbox 360 era, right? So... big ol' gun. Big ol' rifle. Which we need to then... make another one for? Yes. We got one. One gun. I was lucky enough, though, to have babysitters that had a whole variety of systems. So I would go and I'd be able to play... like, I was a kid who was able to play GoldenEye multiplayer. You know, I was a kid who was able to play everything from the NES to the well, up to GameCube, pretty much. Play a whole bunch with different people in real life, and so I was lucky. I was really lucky in that regard. I do remember playing. They had a yeah, that's what we're doing. We're gonna be aiming these giant guns. I do remember playing Spyro 2 quite a bit on the PS1 at my one babysitter's, as well as oh, it was a caveman game for the Sega Genesis. That there was a power-up that was a skateboard. I don't remember what the game was. I'm gonna say it was Chuck Rock, but I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. But thanks to that, I was also able to play a lot of the Final Fantasies. Like, the one I put a lot of time into was Final Fantasy V on the PS1, which is wild because no kid played Final Fantasy V as a kid, except for me, apparently. I remember playing through Final Fantasy VI a bunch of times on the Super Nintendo at a babysitter's house. I say playing through, but I never really went through all the way. I usually got up to the to the river section, and that was it. Mario 64, tons of time on that. And most of these games I now own myself, so like I'm able to play them myself. I think every single game I rented as a kid that was good, I ended up buying myself later. I mostly picked good stuff to play as a kid, too. I never played licensed stuff, because I know that they were bad. Okay, so now what I do is I take this, and I put this to the side, and this forward. And then this goes in, where? Here? The hole. Okay. That. This goes sideways, then forward. No, this goes this way, right? Or is it this? No, it's up. This way. No, it is. It is the top, full top one that goes up. Be like this. Like, I will say I never was able to play Final Fantasy VII for a long time, but now that I played it as an adult, I'm like, wow, this game is special. Oh yeah, and I played so much Pokemon. Okay, so then this goes kind of like, am I doing this right? Oh no, it goes up this way towards like this. Like, oh, sorry. I'm very sorry. I did not mean for the camera to go like that. That was a big mistake, oh boingo. This goes on the other way. I will say, one of those games that everyone I know owned, but nobody really liked, was the... Or not that they didn't like, but they didn't really get, was the Game Boy Spyro games. I remember everyone I know owning those things. The ones for Game Boy Advance. Everyone I know owned them. But because it was like that weird isometric stuff, they really didn't get how to play them. Which is fair. Those things are confusing. Oh man, my foot's asleep. That's fine. We're almost done. Okay, next up we have E, so we need to do this twice, it says. So then another E18. Oh, they gave me way too many of these parts, which is good, because then that means we can make mistakes. This is another song that's been ruined for me by versions that people did online with lyrics. In particular, once again, Brentofloss. Brentofloss's Dr. Mario with lyrics has ruined the Dr. Mario theme song for me. Again, if you know, you know, and if you don't, well, you're lucky. And you can enjoy this song without thinking about the fact that one of the lyrics is, "You have crabs." It's great. Love it. 9. Brightly colored pills. They'll cure all your ills, just as long as you've got fever or the chills. I know, right? Once you know the lyrics, you're done. You know them all, and you can never unhear them, ever. I mean, the fact that I bought the albums on iTunes as a kiddo and have them on my devices ever since means that it is entirely my fault. I'm actually like one of those people who bought songs as like a kid on iTunes and like still have them on my same account and still listen to them years later. which leads to some pretty embarrassing stuff when you actually go and listen to some of what the stuff that you bought as a kid was. I mean, there was a lot of good stuff, but a lot of embarrassing stuff. I remember buying one Britney Spears music video just because she looked like Samus in it. It was one done in a Britney Spears anime music video where she looked like Samus. It's called Break the Ice. It's not even that good of a song, but it had... And she was in interviews going around saying like, yeah, I love anime, and so I'm gonna make an anime music video. And I was like, that's so dope, Britney. You're so cool. And then years later, Britney Spears posts stuff of like making her son a costume of, and I quote, Lord Frieza. Not just Frieza, but Lord Frieza. And like, yeah, it's weird seeing Britney Spears facilitate her son as a weeb. But wholesome. Okay, so now I need to take these and attach these long pieces to them. There's big spruce on this one, gotta go off. Oh, it says to not clip that off. Great. Well, it's a good thing they provide extra, right? Yep, because I broke one off that needed to stay on. Great. Throw that in the trash. Here I thought did I try and kill that one too? No, these are still on, okay. Here I thought that those were what stuff that you needed to take off, but I wasn't reading the instructions right. I'm smart. Again, they give you so many extras of these that it's like, okay, at least there's that. Okay. Add on. Add on. Okay, next up we have 18, 8, and 18. I'm gonna say, uh-oh, there's only 2 18 left, but then I looked and there's a whole other row of them. 4 18, 2 8. One 18. Two 18. I hope she's 18. I'm joking. Don't. No, that's bad. I make bad jokes. And then we need 2 of 8. Yes. Yes. I'm really looking forward to uploading this to YouTube in both the full stream archive, which I am shocked and amazed I have not dropped a single frame during this whole time, but also then as a fast-forwarded version that will do it in like 5 minutes. I love doing that. I love fast-forwarding like a lot of work to make it look so much faster. I love doing that. One of my favorite parts of my editing program. Okay, so now we're going to take this, touch, this. Okay, now we need to go, it says to flip down and forward that. This is not more guns, because what you need instead of guns is something different. We're gonna make Gundam shields. Whoa! It's an electric guitar version of Gerudo Valley. I'm gonna say, as long as it doesn't replace the Spanish guitar. It doesn't. I'll take it. Nintendo has made me love the Spanish guitar. Even though I've never heard it in a real song that's not a Nintendo game song. Be awesome. But it's like, boy, Nintendo sure knows how to make it sound awesome. Now, if I recall, yeah, we do put stickers on these. More labeling. See, we make a little shield. Then on the shield, we put logo for the Gundam. They also give you stickers of like the words the Gundam Base, but like I don't think I'll put those on. Where would they go? Do they actually go on them? Go. First try. Oh, that's close enough to perfect. I'll take it. Yeah, Gundam shields are cool, even though, like, functionally, these things are so small they would not really be useful. Also, wow, spoilers in the name of this song, Koji Kondo. Way to go, bud. Okay, sticker number 2. Once again, close enough. I'll take it. It's slightly off angle, but I'll take it. And then that's another sheet done. Awesome. They're there to just be hit and thrown away? Really? I didn't know that. That's kind of cool then. And this goes right here. It's rainwave.cc. Like that's the name of the actual, like you type in rainwave.cc. It's real good. Okay, so then now these go on her side. Come on. This. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. But we're not done just yet. Because we have a few important things we need before we move on. So these are cool, right? Like, these are dope. But she has more things that she needs. Like, more guns and swords. Okay. I'll once again flip her that way. So she needs her stand now. Let's make her stand. So for her stand, we have all these bits that kind of go together. And 2, 3. Wait, do they just all go together? How does this work? Here, so then we got these two kind of go together like, oh, like that. Okay, this goes up the middle. Okay, all right. And then this, oh wow, the whole thing is used, huh? This goes, oh, I dropped it. Man, this website has made me appreciate Entry and Odyssey's music so much because it's actually so dope. Let's go. Which way? Actually goes facing up? Really? Interesting, okay. So then this goes not like this, but you can't see what I'm doing. That's okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh wait, but this'll make it so she can fly. That's what I want. So then this goes. I'm not looking up her skirt. I'm not. Then attaches to her. Okay. Wait a sec. Okay, like this. Right? Because then we can go like this, right? Is that what it's saying? Yes. Oh, this is awkward because I need to move the guns for a sec. Stands like that. How does that work then? It's not finished just yet, no. How does this stand work? Am I doing it wrong again? Let's see here. Okay, so it shows it like this, and then it shows it as, okay, let's see here. Can be attached, oh, it just says can be attached at different angles, so it's really up to me. So I can go this way, or this way, or this way. Well, if I go that way, I should be able to go into her backpack and have her look like she's flying. Never mind. Okay. Because we still need more guns and then her swords. But I'm just following the steps here. Yeah, let's just see here. Because it goes in like this. Okay, so then it's like that. Like, there we go. This. Of course, I can't get it to stand like. Hey, come on. Do I gotta go backwards? Guess so. Okay. Yeah, because there's a thing preventing it going that way. There we go. Now. Okay. Now she can stand. Kind of not really on her own, but she's held up a bit. So I could probably... There we go. Like that. Now, next, we need to make her... These things are... So she'll have guns, but she'll also have... swords coming out of these. They could also be jet boosters, depending on how you position them, which is kind of cool. This is really soft plastic. It feels like a plastic you could eat. And here's her other ribbon, her really small one. I didn't even look at this one. Like a cyber ribbon. That little cyber ribbon. Can't even see it on the camera almost. One. Basically, these things can be either like, hey, don't fall, please. like a sword coming out like this, or they could be jet boosters like this, right? I think because she'll have more guns anyways, let's have them be jet boosters. Yeah, I'm taking her off while I do this so I can get it on. We got our 2 jet boosters. This. Now, all that's left are her machine guns. She has machine guns too. Oh shoot, I'm stupid. There is a piece that's bigger and more extended outwards so that you can make it so that she's actually like flying up. That'll make my life easier. And now I want you to come up and eat. There we go. So now, try to make her like she's flying forward. Yes. Might bring the angle up a bit more. Bring her off of this back. Aw, this is a good song. Very big fan. Go up and down. Ah, no. That's one problem with these types. Ah! Things do fall off quite easily because they're not glued in or anything. They're just kind of resting on each other. Can I face this one forwards? Yes, I can. Okay, that'll make her stand up. Once again, I'm off for just a second. That's the problem, was I was facing her the wrong way. Was it? Come on, snap in. Actually not. Wait, yeah, it can. I'll go this way. There we go. Now she'll stay on perfectly. Come on, there you go. Can't even see her now. Let's move it up. There we go. Okay, one more set of guns. We also have this. I think is like a maid thing you can put on if you really want her to have the maid outfit fully, but because the hat is exclusive to this, I'm going to keep the hat on. So, for the hand, for the gun, she actually has exclusive hands, so you basically make both fists and then the other gun hand. Just exchange the hands. I don't get the maid fetish. You know, I didn't either. Then one day it just clicked and you're like, that's good. It, for me, I think it just came down to... What did it come down to for me? I actually don't know. It just ended up being like, I get it. For me, like, I like maids, but I don't love them, but bunny suits. have me wild. What are these little bullet things for? Been used anywhere? The 15? Doesn't seem like it. There's these little machine gun parts that I don't think actually get used on her. These little ones right here. Don't think they get used. I think, yeah, doesn't seem to. Okay. And she only has one gun, one extra gun. Okay. Let's put it into her. Oh, it only goes into. It can only go into her right hand. So we'll put one down. This one up. A 8, 7. Ah, my scissors are stuck. There we go. Not in my skin, thankfully. And? Oh yeah, no, business suits are top tier. Business suits are too good for this world. Got another and... So there's just those two go around the gun. We got trigger right. Right. Our gun. One goes holding it at the back. Her finger's literally on the trigger. That's bad trigger safety, but that's fine. Looks like a P90. I'll take your word because I never learned the breeds of guns, so I have to assume that you're right. Okay, so there we go. She's got it on. We just remove her little hand. Of course, it takes up the. Oh. It's in. That in there. Now, have her kind of flying. Her jet boosters. Gun. Let's see, how do they pose her here? Let me recreate this pose so that it looks good. Like this, she's kind of facing away. There we go. That's cute. There we go. My first gunpla is done. So there's still a ton of like stickers. Now I don't know what they're okay, so because it says the stickers are the same as for the Titans made, I don't have the Titans one, so I could put more stickers on her like Gundam ones if I need. But I think for now, like this is her. She has been created in her fullness. Okay. I still have some extra pieces and extra parts that I will keep. A bunch to throw away. That away. I don't even know what that's for. Wait, was I supposed to put the clear lens over her eyes? There's like a clear part here. Let me see here. This is G26. Oh. I forgot part of her headpiece. So let me just quickly decapitate and get that headpiece fixed, because yeah, her eyes, there's actually a clear piece that goes over her eyes to give her a shine to them. So I will quickly put that on. Oh boy, taking off this headpiece is gonna be fun. Okay, so they're not glasses, but they just give the eyes like a look that makes it look. And yeah, like if they had glasses, I would absolutely give her glasses pieces, because glasses make everyone look better. But these just go on top to make the eyes look a little more colored. Like not colored, but like how can I put this? It makes it look like there's the shine, like an actual natural shine to them. So. They look like Mickey Mouse ears when I first saw them, so I'm like, what are these? But now I see, and I'm like, oh, yeah. Like a gloss. Yeah, yeah. How do they fit? Oh, they're really tough to get on, because you need to basically, like, put them over the eye sockets. Oh boy, let's see if this works. Yeah, I'm gonna need my precision. Oh boy. It like has to fit so perfectly. Okay, no, I need to get this real nice up and close to my face. Oh, this is so tight. No wonder this is optional. Holy crap, it's like... barely fitting in. If I don't get this in the next, like, minute or so, I'm just gonna say that's fine. Oh my god. Come on. Got one of them in. And I dropped it, and it's on my crotch, and it's a good thing that it's wearing a pair of pants that I would have seen it on, because otherwise... Come on, come on, come on. I have no idea if these will actually be able to stay on. Like, I'm looking at these and I'm like, won't they just move when I try and put the eyes back in? Okay, this is not happening. Holy crap. These things are a pain and a half to try and get in. I've also marked them all up with scratches because I was using my tweezers to try and get them in. Yeah, no, this ain't happening. That's fine. That's fine. That's way too much work. Like, they are so small that trying to get them on is near impossible. And I dropped another one, and it fell onto my crotch, but this time it disappeared. So that's it. It's gone. Okay, that's fine. Well, we tried. Too high of a difficulty level. That back on. This back on. This back on. Also give her a little bit of motion in her hair there. Yeah, it is fine. There, okay. One more double check to make sure I've used up everything that I need to. Aside from the extra parts, and, okay. Well, I think we are done. And, oh my god, the first song that we listened to was a Scott Pilgrim song, and the last one is as well. That's amazing. That's theming. That was totally intended. Thank you, Shuffle. Okay. Thank you all for joining me on this little sick day journey. Let me move my camera so we can take a look around at it. Here she is. Fully constructed from various angles. That was fun. So, next time will be probably Mega Man X. I might in the future do instead. I'd still have the Boa Hancock ship from One Piece there, but I want to get the X done. I'll bring over the X and show you because it looks cool. So, next one, big old Mega Man X. He looks like this. He looks so cool, and I'm really excited for see how he turns out. So that will be next time. But for now, yeah. Thank you all for joining me, and see you next time. Ciao.